I've talked to Republicans today, I've talked to Democrats, I'm talking to you right now, and something that everyone has said is that the Democrats do need to do some soul searching because the American voters have decisively chosen Republicans this time around. And he's mentioned that there needs to be some hard questions, some hard answers. Is the top of that list, whose fault is that? And do you think any of the blame lies on Joe Biden?
I think it's too early to assign blame. Really, the focus has to be what do this group wants, or what did this group wants, and why wasn't the Democratic Party able to connect with these groups, engage with these groups, get these groups to come out and vote. And, the picture is complex, right? Because while Democrats preserved their strengths in urban areas, Trump did better in suburban areas when it was all said and done, right? Suburban areas went from Biden +2 to Trump +4, very similar to what happened in 2016. And rural areas went from, Trump +27 in 2016 to Trump +15 in 2020 to now Trump +30. So he regained power in these rural areas. Trump running in 2024 was closer to Trump running in 2016. And in a similar fashion, Kamala Harris running in 2024 was closer to Hillary running in 2016 than Biden running in 2020. Plus, 2020 was a very odd election because of the pandemic and the way that it was conducted. So I don't know if you can pin it on Biden. There's a clear sentiment amongst Americans in the middle that both of the parties are a little bit too far to the left and to the right, and candidates need to do more to connect with moderate voters and voters in the center. And it seems like those voters in the center, either they broke for Trump in states like Georgia, where, as I said, independents were +11, they went +11 for him, or they just didn't show up. And that is what, makes up this difference in 13 million voters that Harris has compared to Biden in 2020.
There are obviously a lot of post-mortem conversations right now dissecting this election since Trump won. Do you think anything is missing from these conversations when you parse through the data, when you look at all the demographics, when you see who supported who and who turned out?
Well, look, we've only just begun. And one thing that you learn about the course of democracies is that the shift in power is a good thing, right? And as long as the transition of power happens in an orderly fashion, administrations changing can revitalize policies, can revitalize the country, can revitalize the economy. So we're just beginning to understand what happens and asking the hard questions. And I think over the course of the next several weeks and several months, we will have answers for that, and the Democratic Party will have a strategy for that, especially if they end up losing the House too. Because, one of the untold stories of this election is how well Republicans performed in the Senate and seem to be performing in the House as well. The picture is still a little unclear because votes are coming in at the district level and will take a little bit longer to be counted. But the Republican Party is resurgent under Trump and in the second term. And so the Democratic Party will have to counter that. And whether it's moving to the center or doing something else, we shall see.
Well,